Boy, she sounded good driving over here. I came over to my mom's house because they've got a couple of Siennas. This is the one my mom drives. It's a newer one. And this is the one they used to drive. This is the first Sienna that was bought in the family. It's because of this van that helped me make my decision to buy the van that I bought. I don't know the year on this. Maybe it's a 2001 or 2003, something like that. Anyway, the problem today is this latch is broken. It's got a plastic latch, has no catch. My stepdad Dan has gone out and bought a metal replacement, and we're going to work on that today. It's one of the things he wanted to get knocked out. These are really good vehicles, by the way. It's got a lot of miles on it, and it's got a tow hitch on it. We've used it to tow all kinds of things. So anyway, I'm over here visiting, and I'm going to go get him, and we're going to start working on this. So we're climbing in the van here, and it looks like we're going to be taking this panel off to get to the innards of the door. Looks like you have to remove some screws here just to remove these two handles, and maybe it'll give you more access to get to other stuff. That is the plan anyway, so let's get to it. These little plastic covers can be pulled down with a regular flathead screwdriver, and I was wrong. This is not a hex bolt, this is a Phillips. Alright, once those bolts are out for that latch here and this latch here on the bottom, then you can just pull it because there's nothing but little clamps that hold the body panel itself in place. Alright, and that pulls it out so that you can see the inner guts of the vehicle. Alrighty. Is this the latch you were talking about? That's the door lock.
They said there's a cable you can just... What did you hit?
Alright, this right here is the mechanism that actually makes it lift.
You want a light?
All you do is you put your hand on it. I can see. All you do is put your hand on it here. You can pop it open. So then we can work on it and breathe. Which is not a big deal unless you're two big guys in the back of a van. So anyway, if you've got an automatic door, it will close on you, as Dan just found out. So anyway, the door mechanisms, it looks like inside of here we have a couple of bolts that we have to undo, and we're going to get to that.
There's bolts here too.
Okay, so this is the handle right here that we're looking at from this angle. See how it's loose? Okay, so if you follow that and you look up underneath here, here's the bolt you need to get to. This one and that one. There we go. That's a better angle. See that? That's the cable handle. Now obviously the cable hooks onto something with the latch. We probably have to undo this cable from this metal bracket, and it looks like it may be something we could just slide out of its hole. Alright, so this cable right here, you see it's got this little ball on the end. If you use a pair of needle nose pliers and a little bit of maneuvering, you can get it off of this bracket. See this bracket here? It's got a little canal that it goes around. All you gotta do is pull it away and just pull it out of the little hole. Okay, so we've got that one loose. I went ahead and took these two bolts off. It takes a 10mm to get them off. Then it looks like we have to remove this little panel right here because it's holding it in place, and that's being held on probably by these bolts that hold the light. Probably when we undo this, it'll undo some kind of bracket that holds this plastic piece onto the body, and that'll also let this loose. So that's what we're doing. Find out that we had to, once we remove those two bolts, we had to remove another bolt from this side. It was also a 10mm. This is the door lock. We didn't have to do anything with it. This side didn't have a bolt. It had a little plastic connector. It's not that important, but I'll just show you. A little plastic nubbin that just fits in that hole. It just kind of holds it in place. I don't know why they didn't put a bolt on that side. But now that pulls out, you can see the lock on this side and the wiring that goes to your light. This holds itself into place, and it looks like from underneath that all you got to do to remove this is you've got, let's see, there's a Phillips head there and a Phillips head there. I think that's all that holds us in. Once we remove this, we should be able to put the metal piece back on. We can see where it broke. You see this latch, how it's kind of made cheaply? This is your handle right here, and this is actually the part that broke. See how it was set up this way? Right, it was those two little screws that pulled out of there, and you can see here better now that I got it completely removed, the little plastic section that came off. I mean, it just dry rotted and broke. And this is the all metal one. You can get this on eBay for about how much?
20, cheapest that was 20.
About 20 bucks. Not too bad. So let's just go ahead and put that back in. One of the things I want to say is we didn't need to take these bolts out here to get the light out. That was kind of unnecessary. We did, however, from doing that, was able to see more about what we were looking at, and that's when we realized we need to take these bolts out on the inside. That one here mainly allowed it to all come out. This had a little bit more plastic on it that kind of broke off, but that's not a big deal. All it is just steady and nubbin. We put this back on, bolted these down, 1, 2, 3 bolts, and this cable here, I was trying to figure out how to get this cable back in here, and I was trying to secure this and then move that thing over, and then it dawned on me, this cable's loose enough. All I got to do is snake that cable over that latch and then pull it down and snap that in place, which is exactly what I did. So now it's in place, and that should actually make it work. That's really the main function. So probably before we put this body panel on is just test it out. We'll close this. It's closed. And it works! Success! Hey! Good job, Dan. You're the man. So anyway, we're going to put this body panel back on, and then we'll be done fixing this. So anybody that has a, what year is this? It actually says 2000. Made in 09, 2000. So it's about a 2000 model. That's how you replace the plastic latch on there. Not too hard. Pretty simple. Cost you 20 bucks on eBay. A little bit of time. 10-inch socket, a flathead, and a pair of needle nose pliers, and a Phillips. So now we're just going to line these little body panels up and pop that sucker back in place, and this will be fixed. So anybody wanting to do this is how you do it. Hope this helps. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. We're going to put this body panel back on, and we're looking at these little plastic catches that fit inside these little holes. And we're looking up here trying to match up the design of what goes where. We did break one of these by accident. That's not that big of a deal. If we had some JB weld, we could JB weld that or super glue it. You got super glue? We could super glue that and get that to hold. And then all I'm doing to get them out of the actual body panel itself is just using some needle nose pliers, getting some grip on there, and then pulling them straight out. Alright, so that works. What we'll do is we'll just add a little bit of super glue to this since it broke. That'll hold that in place. And mainly all I'm doing for that is so that when I put this in here, it'll just stay right there. And then we'll just line it up. Line the body, those little nubbins up with these little holes, and then just using your hand, just pound them in place. You know, we pulled them out with just our hands, so putting them in place works pretty much just the same. They're not really held in with that much force. So this is pretty easy. One of the things I want to comment on is we had a small little place in the body here where there was a dent. And while you've got the back panel off, you can just put your hand through and push on it and push the little dent out. It's cheap Chinese metal, and that works pretty good, just being able to get to that stuff. So anyway, we're gonna just add a little bit of super glue to this, pop that through, and then we should be good to go. Done and done. Sweet. This on is a little tricky. Where these come together, you actually have to feed this piece under that piece on both sides. See how it kind of overlaps here? You feed that piece in underneath, and then you want to line your little tabs up in the top hole first. It's best to have someone to help you, because you got to apply force to it, pushing it that way. I had a little flathead screwdriver that was helping me just kind of line those up. I popped this in place and popped this in place while Dan was holding it. I came on this other side and made sure that one was popped into place. And as I was getting it lined in place, everything kind of lined up and just fell into place. And then I just went along the body and tapped those into place. So now we're just going to put these latches back on. We got one here, and one here with these little connectors. And then we should be done. So we just bolted this back up and close these little latches, and they have a little clip that fits in there and it just closes like it's supposed to. Got these all bolted up. It looks done. So that's everything. All we got to do is clean up now and we're completely done. So start to finish, this is how you replace your latch on your Toyota Sienna. One of the early models. This is a 2000 itself, but there's a broad spectrum of the years that they were built exactly the same. I'm sure lots of people who have them have it broke. I've talked to many people who said that their latch has broke. So that's how you fix it. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Okay, this also fits on the Tundra. That's the item number, and you can see it was less than 20 bucks. I got it from AM Auto Parts in Massachusetts, Propel, Massachusetts, and there's an email address. So anybody looking for these, this is where you can find it. Anyway, hope that helps. Okay, so anybody wanting to know, this fits many models of the Toyota Sequoia and Sienna. From, it looks like 98 up to 2007 models. So there you go. There's your replacement parts. Should be easy to fix. We're showing you how. I'm sure the Sequoia is a little bit different, but it can't be that much different. It's Toyota. They're interchangeable parts. It's plastic.
It's got a lift gate.
So, got a lift gate. So, good luck to everybody. I hope that works out. Thanks for watching.